Once you study this subject, then you can very easily describe the reason for having system and network security. Before going to send data to the another user, what I will do? I'm going to mask that data. It comes to network. In network, we are going to have n number of users and we cannot trust their intention. Hello, hi, namaste. A warm welcome to my introductory session on network security. I'm Revati, faculty, Department of Computer Science, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In my today's session, I'm going to give the introduction about the subject called network security. Let me to introduce what exactly I'm going to have under this subject. That means in my today's session at the beginning, I'm going to have the prerequisites. That is nothing but what are the things I must know to understand this subject. Then I'm going to have the learning outcome. Then I'm going to have the different units comes under this subject. Along with that, I'm going to have the internals pattern as well as question paper pattern. Moving directly to the prerequisites. So what is prerequisites here? That means to understand computer network security, what are the things I required. So dear student, just remember that to understand and to learn this subject, you does not require any prerequisites because we are going to learn from the scratch. That means first, we are going to study what is network, then we are going to study what is security, why we require network security, and what are the different techniques of network securities. We are going to have everything we are going to study from the scratch. So, to understand this subject, you does not require any prerequisites. I'm going to start from the scratch. Then, what is the learning outcome of this subject? That means once I done with all 4 chapters, that is nothing but the unit, then you can able to describe the reasons for having the system and network security. That means once you study this subject, then you can very easily describe the reason for having system and network security. Then you're going to relate the security service to security attacks. That means what are the different kinds of security service I'm going to have, and the particular security service is related to security attack. Then you can also able to describe the basic operations of encryption through physical cipher structure. That means when I'm going to talk about computer network security, then please keep your mind that I'm going to have encryption. What is encryption here? Here encryption is nothing but the masking. That means whatever the data or information you're going to have, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to mask the data so that no other person can able to understand that what is the message actually it is. Then you can able to compare different semantic encryption algorithms, that is data encryption standard as well as advanced encryption standard. Then you can also able to design your simple encryption algorithms. These are the learning outcome of this subject. Before that, let me to tell what is network security. So what is network security? Here network security is nothing but the policy or practice or process of preventing or modifying unauthorized access to available network resource. So it is nothing but the set of rule used to prevent the data which is on the network. So here network security includes two different word, that is network as well as security. So what is security? Security is nothing but the set of rules that is used to prevent or that is used to protect ourself. Whereas what is network? Here network is nothing but the group of device connected each other in order to share the resource as well as communicate each other. Now consider the simple example that you're going to have the mobile phone, and each time you're going to keep the password or pattern for your mobile phone. Now tell me why you're going to keep the password or pattern for your mobile phone. Because you want to protect your mobile phone. So what is protection? That is nothing but the security. So whatever the pattern or pin you're going to have that is used to protect your mobile phone itself called security, because your mobile phone contains sensitive information or sensitive data, and you want to protect your data from your friends or from the unauthorized user. To protect your data, you're going to have pattern as well as pin number. That means you're going to keep the pattern or pin numbers for your mobile phone so that no other person can able to access or use your mobile phone. So this concept itself called security. When it comes to network, in network we are going to have n number of users and we cannot trust their intention. Now what I want to do? I want to protect the data which is available on the network. Now what I'm going to have? I'm going to use the security concept in order to protect the data. This is itself called network security. That means I'm going to protect the data which is on the network from the unauthorized user. So here the unauthorized users are nothing but the intruder. Dear student, now consider the another example that I'm going to have the laptop. Now my laptop contains some information. So what kind of information here? That is sensitive information. That is nothing but the I'm going to store my bank account number in my laptop. Then I'm going to store the PIN information in my laptop. Along with that, I'm going to store all the details about the transaction in my laptop. Now my laptop contains sensitive information about the bank. Now what I'll do? I'm going to protect my laptop because my laptop contains sensitive information about my bank transaction. Now what I will do? I'm going to protect my laptop. How I'm going to protect? I'm going to keep the login password. That is, I'm going to use the password as well as username, so that the person who knows the login as well as username, they can log into my laptop. This is the way I can able to protect my sensitive data. Then what are the sensitive data I'm going to have in general? That is, one, bank information. Then your online transaction. That is nothing but the online shopping. That means in online shopping, once again, you're going to use your ATM cards, that may be debit card or credit card. Then you're going to provide the PIN information. So these are the sensitive data I'm going to have, and I want to protect these information or these data from the intruder. That time I require network security. So in this subject, we are going to have 4 different unit. Under first unit, we are going to have introduction about the network security. That means why I require network security, what is the need of security, etc. So here I'm going to have cryptographic attack. That means what are the different kinds of security attack I'm going to have. Then I'm going to have security system development life cycle, like software development life cycle. I'm going to have security system development life cycle. Along with that, I'm going to have information about security policy, standards and practice. These are the certain topics which comes under unit 1. That means here we are going to study fundamentals of network security. So in cryptographic attack, I'm going to have brute force attack, dictionary attack, rainbow table attack, collision attack and pre-image attack. So these are the certain type of cryptographic attacks which comes under unit 1. Moving further, under unit 2, I'm going to have traditional semantic key encryption. That means suppose whatever the sensitive data I'm going to have, before going to send data to the another user, what I will do? I'm going to mask that data. So here masking is nothing but the encryption. So whatever the plain text, whatever the data I'm going to have, that is called plain text. That is called plain text. Now what I will do? I'm going to mask this plain text into some other format. For example, consider that here I have hello message. Now what I want to do? I'm going to apply some encryption algorithm. So why I'm going to apply encryption algorithm here? That means I'm going to mask this message to some other format. That means I'm going to convert this message into some other format. Say it is 1, 2, 4, 9, 10. So this is the encrypted message of hello. Now I'm going to send this number to the other person or other user, or it may be a receiver. And in the receiving side, what the receiver will do? he's going to decrypt this message, then he's going to get the original message, that is hello. So in the sender side, I'm going to have the encryption, and in the receiver side, I'm going to have the decryption. So after applying encryption algorithm, I'm going to have the cipher text. That means after applying encryption algorithm, what is the converted or masked data I'm going to have? This is itself called cipher text, and the receiver is going to receive cipher text, and he or she is going to apply decryption algorithm. After decrypting, he or she is going to get the original message, that is nothing but the hello message. So under second unit, we are going to study what is encryption, what is decryption, what are the different kinds of encryption algorithm. We are going to have what is private key, what is public key, what is shared key, everything we are going to study under unit 2, that is substitution ciphers, transpositional ciphers, stream and block ciphers, data encryption standard and advanced encryption standard. These are the certain topics we are going to study in depth under unit 2. And in my unit 3, once again, I'm going to have encipherment using modern semantic key cipher. So whatever the encryption algorithm I'm going to consider, that is, it may be semantic or it may be asymmetric encryption algorithm. So in my unit 3, I'm going to have semantic encryption, that is semantic key ciphers. Then I'm going to have use of modern block ciphers, use of stream ciphers. Then I'm going to have asymmetric key cryptography. That means whatever the key cryptography I'm going to have, that is classified into 2 types, that is symmetric key or it is asymmetric key cryptography. Then here once again I'm going to have RSA crypto system. That means the most commonly used encryption algorithm nowadays is RSA crypto system. Then I'm going to have Robin crypto system. So these are the certain topics we are going to study in depth under unit 3. Then in unit 4, we are going to have cryptography hash function. That means how to generate the hash function in cryptography system. Then we are going to have MD. What is MD? That is message digest hash family. Then we are going to have SH512 algorithm. Then we are going to have digital signature. I think most of you very familiar with the word digital signature. That means whatever the data or whatever the content I'm going to have, that is I'm going to convert into digital form, that is nothing but the digital signature. So these are the certain topics we are going to study in depth under unit 4. So in this subject I'm going to have 4 different unit, and each unit is going to give more and more information about network security. That is nothing but the how to prevent or how to provide the security for the data, and which are the different kinds of techniques I'm going to have to provide the security for the data. Moving further, I'm going to have the internals format. That means in this subject, I'm going to have 3 different internals, and while finalizing internal marks, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to consider the average of 2 internals. That means here I'm going to have 3 internals, and while finalizing the internal marks, what I will do, I'm going to consider the average of 2 internals. Moving further, I'm going to have the question paper pattern. That means I'm going to write the exam for 80 marks. I repeat, I'm going to write the theory exam for 80 marks. Here, the question papers are classified, are divided into 2 different sections, that is part A and part B. And under part A, I'm going to have 12 questions. Out of 12 questions, I want to answer 10 questions. And each question carries 2 marks, that is 10 into 2, it is 20 marks. Then under B section, I'm going to have 4 main questions, that is 1, 2, 3 and 4. These main questions are further subdivided into A, B, C and D. That means I want to answer A, B together, or I want to answer C, D. So each subpart consists of 15 marks. Either I want to answer A and B, or I want to answer C and D. And the same methods are applied to question number 2 and question number 3 and question number 4. So in my part B, I'm going to have 60 marks. So here I'm going to have 4 main questions, and each question carries 15 marks, that is 4 into 15, it is 60. And here the 15 marks are split into 7 plus 8 or 10 plus 5. So it is nothing but 15 marks, and it is very easy to score 80 out of 80 when you study this subject very thoroughly. Now, dear student, you may ask me which Bible I want to refer here. So here you want to refer the textbook, that is Cryptography and Network Security by the Fortune. This is the well-known textbook, and it is very easy to study this textbook. And what is the textbook name here? That is Cryptography and Network Security. So dear student, just remember that under this subject, we are going to study the complete information about how to provide the security for the sensitive data. So here sensitive data is nothing but valuable data. So what kind of valuable data? That may be your email account, email password, email username, or that may be your online transaction details, or that is nothing but your e-commerce transaction. These are the most sensitive data, and you want to protect this data from the unauthorized user. So dear students, this is the very attractive and very beautiful subject. Dear student, let's meet in my next session with some more information about data security. That means in my next session, I'm going to start with introduction class. Until then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.